Hello everyone, my name is Ron Turner. I'm here with my teammates Latasha Wilhite, Reva Mandarata, and Livia Mull. This is our Markstrat presentation for Team Nirvana. We will discuss what products we sell, our overall firm performance, and our performance from periods 1 through 6, and finally some lessons learned throughout this process. A quick summary of our firm: we sell Sonites, which are electronic tablets. We sold two products: Nova, which targeted high earners and professionals, and Noon, which initially targeted shoppers and professionals. After period 4, we shifted the target market on our Noon product to focus on shoppers and savers. We learned some lessons in regards to this product, which will be discussed later in our presentation. Throughout the 6 periods, our target market for Nova stayed the same, focusing on high earners and professionals. It was our most popular product between the two. Our Nova product was a high-end product selling for $550. Our Noon product was somewhere in the middle and sold for $350. The sale of this product was sluggish throughout the 6 periods. This was due in part in our failure to launch a new product that appealed more to shoppers, which was the highest growing segment amongst potential buyers. A little bit about our firm performance. As you can see on this slide, our firm performance started out fairly strong. Through period 3, our share price index grew from 1,397 in period 1 to 1,796 in period 3, an increase of 28%. During periods 3, 4, and 5, we were the leader in terms of share price index and market share. Our highest performing period was period 5, where our share price index was 3,042 and market share was 27%. By period 6, however, our sales faltered and we failed to adequately produce enough products to meet demand, which ultimately hampered our share price index and market share. We ended period 6 with a share price index of 2,735 and total market share of 22%. Our major competitor, Team R, ended period 6 with a share price index of 3,620 and market share of 34%. From periods 1 to 6, we had a 48% increase overall in our stock price. Talking a little bit now about brand performance. As you can see here on these charts, our brand awareness for Nova in period 1 was 49.7%, which is really good. And purchase intentions for Nova was around 9%, so that was a little bit low. And then as we progressed into period 6, our brand awareness for Nova increased to 62.2%, and our purchase intentions for Nova was 9%, so it stayed about the same. For brand awareness for Noon, it ended up at 77.5%. However, for purchase intentions on product Noon, it dropped significantly to 1%. So we'll talk a little bit now about our revenues in our segments. As you can see on this slide, our revenues increased from $53 million in period 2 to $110 million in period 6. This was an increase of 48%. This was mainly attributed to our Nova brand, which had a total brand revenue of $97.3 million in period 6. In period 1, the brand revenue for Nova was $28.7 million, an increase of 34%. For product Noon, our brand revenue for period 6 was $12.4 million, and for period 1, it was $18.7 million, a decrease of $6.3 million. Nova was our highest selling product by far, but we had some challenges moving forward with Noon, particularly trying to figure out our target market, which will be explained later. I'll now turn it over to Latasha, who will discuss our periods 1 and 2 performance.
As mentioned earlier in our overview, our segmentation strategy for product Nova was to target high earners at 80% and professionals at 20%. As a result, our overall stock price index increased from 1,000 to 1,336. For this period, product Nova was 4th overall in its retail sales amongst our competitors with a total revenue of $45 million. Product Noon had sales totaling $2 million for the period. The recommended retail prices for Nova product was $550 and for product Noon $400. Our initial segmentation strategy for product Noon was professional 60% and shoppers 40%. Throughout the periods, we had difficulty finding a niche for this product as it did not quite fit the type of product shoppers and professionals were looking for in terms of features. For product Nova, we underestimated production by 19,000 units. and this resulted in a lost sales and allowed potential customers to seek products from our competitors. For product new, we had a surplus of 4,000 units left at the end of the period, so we were able to meet demand for this product. As you will see in the upcoming period performance, this lack of planning in terms of production for product Nova hampered our sales, which ultimately affected our stock price index and share price. For period 2, Nirvana products started to increase in both brands Nova and Noon based on the decision to increase margins, which resulted in increase. During period 1, we discussed launching a new product, Ponix, to help our product Noon. At the time we discussed launching R&D, we had the revenue, but also thought we might run the risk of taking a loan due to no funds remaining after launching the product. We thought if we launched the new product, our sales would increase Noon, and obviously the increase did not happen. For the brand new, we played it safe and decided not to launch a new R&D product. We did not want to run the risk of launching Ponix and the product failing and decreasing our product price index. We kept a close watch on our product Noon and decided we did not want to take the risk and run R&D product. Nova was the money-making product and kept us above competition. The decisions based on Nova were simple. Although we did miss sales because we underestimated the production, which resulted in products not being sold. After this period, we decided to always have enough production and even have a small number of inventory remaining. During period 2, we decided to increase advertising and commercial team. Although the products were doing well, we wanted to maximize interest in products by increasing those teams. During this period, Nova started to take the lead, and we decided to keep the decision safe and increase production since the products were selling at a rapid pace. At this time, I will turn it over to Rava for periods 3 and 4.
At the beginning of period 3, Nova was our top-selling brand compared to all other competitors. To continue Nova's market leadership, we increased inventory to avoid potential future lost sales in the next period because we ended up with zero inventory due to our low production estimates. Next, we increased the commercial team for specialty and mass merchandise stores to focus on high earners, our core target segment. Additionally, we focused our communication objectives to focus on performance and convenience to get closer to specialty stores where high earners shop. The Noon brand continued to struggle this period even though it ranked first in brand perception but 14th in purchase intentions compared to other brands. To boost Noon's position, we reduced inventory production planning to zero due to the existing inventory left over from period 2. We changed our segmentation strategy, adding high earners, hoping to capture part of that segment where Nova product was performing extremely well. Lastly, we increased our advertising and media budgets as well as our commercial teams, focusing our communication objectives on performance and convenience to get closer to specialty stores where the high earners were shopping. Moving into period 4, for Nova, due to our lack of production planning, we increased our inventory by nearly double. In addition, we continued to increase our commercial team, especially in the specialty stores where majority of our high earners consumers were shopping at. We also moved Nova closer to match the shopping needs of our high earners in the convenience segment. For Noon in this period, we decided to shift our focus from professionals, shoppers, and high earners to only shoppers and explorers, which was nearly an untouched segment. Because of this change in targeted segments, we increased our advertising, media, and commercial teams by a large amount. In doing this, we focused a lot of our focus on research and commercial teams to help capture the explorer audience. Therefore, we had to also increase our inventory in hopes that our efforts this period would boost our overall sales. And now I'll pass it over to Lydia.
So for periods 5, we actually started out with a really significant budget of about $9.8 million. So for product Nova, we decided to increase the production to 400,000 units to keep up with the demand. We lost potential sales in previous periods due to our lack of adequate production planning, so we thought this would certainly help in that area. We decided to increase our media advertising to $3 million and increase our research by 500,000 to meet the demand for our products. We also added additional sales staff to target specialty stores and mass merchandisers. For the Noon product, we decided to make a change to the target segment, and we changed our percentages there, or our focus, to 60% shoppers and 40% savers. This was really done in an attempt to try to target the highest growing segment shoppers. We were really trying to make this product, give it a good turnaround. We also increased our production to 150,000 units because we thought we'd have more sales of this product as a result of the shift in targeting our segments. Media advertising was increased to $4 million and market research was increased to $1 million. We really thought our price was a bit high for the mid to low end product we were selling. So we decided to lower the retail price from $379 down from $400. We also increased our commercial team budget significantly in this area to focus on the mass merchandisers and online stores. Moving into period 6 for product Nova, we decided to decrease our production to 300,000 down from 400,000. This was due in part because we ended up having a surplus of more than 17,000 units from the previous periods. This was a first for us for the Nova product. We increased our allocated budget for high earners. We changed that percentage from 80 to 90%, and then we decreased professionals from 20 to 10%. We really tried to make that change to try to turn this particular product around. We also added a significant amount to our commercial teams to target specialty stores and mass merchandisers. Our thought process here was adding the additional team members, commercial team members to these areas would increase our sales, but unfortunately the opposite effect occurred. For product noon, we changed our production from 150,000 to 0 because we had more than 63,000 units left in the inventory. We also added an additional $2 million in advertising money. Our thought here was that the more advertising we did, the more our products would sell and thus decrease our inventory. So now I'll turn it back over to Ron, and he's going to summarize our lessons learned.
Okay, so some of the keys to our success was obviously in our Nova product. We were able to target our segment in the market, which were the high earners and professionals, and offer a product that catered to those groups. The features on the product were the ones that high earners wanted, and we dedicated adequate sales staff in the specialty and mass merchandiser arenas in order to get the product in the right place. Some things we could have done differently is also concerning the noon product. We wanted to ensure that we had enough produced, but we didn't meet those demands, and also that product noon was not the right product for the markets that we were trying to target. So we wished we had launched our R&D project, which we did in period 2, but we didn't do that. So those are things that we could have done differently, but overall we were satisfied with the outcome of the simulation, and we dedicated a lot of money to advertising and felt in hindsight we could have used some of that money to launch a new brand, as I mentioned earlier. So we were satisfied with our simulation, and for that we thank you for listening.